theorem. Suppose x comma script b comma mu is a major space. Suppose ei is a sequence in script b such that measure of e1 is finite and ei is containing ei plus 1 for all I, then measure of intersection I is equal to 1 to infinity ei is equal to limit en tends to infinity measure of en. Proof. Let E is equal to intersection I is equal to 1 to infinity ei. Let us take this intersection part as capital E. Given that ei is contained in ei plus 1 for all I, that is e1 is containing e2, e2 is containing e3, e3 is containing so on. So let us take this one is e1, e1 is containing e2, e2 is containing e3, so on. Then its intersection part, intersection means common in all these sets will be here, and this one is nothing but E. Note that E1 can be written as E1 is equal to E union I is equal to 1 to infinity ei minus ei plus 1. What is this one? This is the total set E1. This E1 can be written as E union all this, means this part union this one, E3 minus E2, E2 minus E1 minus E2, this part plus this union, all this union plus E can be written as this total set E1, equation number 1. Also note that the sets on RHS here are pairwise disjoint sets in B. How I can say pairwise disjoint? This part between E1 and E2, union E2 minus E3, this one and this one are pairwise disjoint, as well as all these parts are pairwisely disjoint. Then by countable additivity of mu, we get mu of E1 can be written as mu of E plus summation I is equal to 1 to infinity mu of ei minus ei plus 1, equation number 2. In the statement clearly given that ei is containing ei plus 1. Since ei is containing ei plus 1 for all I, means let us take this one is ei then this one is ei plus 1. Therefore, then this ei can be written as ei plus 1 union ei minus ei plus 1. So we get, therefore we get ei can be written as ei plus 1 union ei minus ei plus 1. Also we can say that this part and this part are both are pairwise disjoint, whereas RHS, where the sets on RHS belongs to script B and are disjoint. Therefore, by finitely additivity, in the previous theorem we have proved additivity of mu, we get measure of ei can be written as measure of ei plus 1 plus measure of ei minus ei plus 1. If I send this one to that side, that is measure of ei minus ei plus 1 can be written as measure of ei minus measure of ei plus 1 for all I. Let us take equation number 3. Now I am going to substitute this equation number 3 in 2. We get, this is the equation number 2. In place of this one I am going to substitute. So what you will get now, measure of E1 is equal to measure of E plus summation I is equal to 1 to infinity measure of ei minus measure of ei plus 1, which is equal to measure of E plus 1 to infinity. This one I am going to write as limit n tends to infinity summation I is equal to 1 to n minus 1 measure of ei minus measure of ei plus 1. If I take n tends to infinity, again we will get the same set. Now this one can be written as mu of E plus limit n tends to infinity. Now I am going to expand this series. I is equal to 1 measure of E1 minus measure of E2 1 plus 1 plus measure of E2 minus measure of E3 plus so on. Last term measure of E n minus 1 minus measure of En. Now I am going to cancel all the terms. Therefore measure of E plus limit n tends to infinity measure of E1 minus measure of En. Since I am taking limit with respect to n, this is independent of n, I can take this one as outside. Measure of E plus measure of E1 minus limit n tends to infinity measure of En. In the LHS we have measure of E1. I can cancel measure of E1 on both sides because in the statement clearly given that measure of E1 is finite. Therefore this one and this one get cancelled since measure of E1 is finite. Therefore I am sending this one to that side. What you will get, measure of E is equal to limit n tends to infinity measure of En. This one only we have to prove. Now the next theorem, countable sub additivity, additive property of mu, countable subadditive property of mu. Suppose x comma script b comma mu is a measure space, then mu is countable subadditive. That is, if En is any sequence in script b, then I have to prove that measure of union n is equal to 1 to n to infinity En is less than or equal to summation n is equal to 1 to infinity measure of En. If this is pairwise disjoint sequence, then it becomes countable additivity. We have already proved finitely additivity property, and the second condition of the measure directly it is countable additivity. If I take any sequence, maybe pairwise disjoint, may not be disjoint. If it is not a pairwise disjoint, then it will satisfy this condition. Then it will satisfy this condition. Proof. Since x comma script b comma mu is a measure space, then we get that first one from the since it is a measure space, then therefore mu is a measure on script b. Therefore from the definition of measure, mu of empty set is 0, and the second one, mu is countably additive since mu is measure. Since mu is measure. So next, let En be any sequence in script b. Let En be any sequence in script b. Now I am going to define a sequence Gn as first term of the sequence G1 I am going to take as first term of this sequence E1. Second one G2. From the first set of this sequence I am going to remove the second set E2 minus E1. Therefore clearly G1 and G2 both are pairwise disjoint. From the E2 I removed E1. Now G3 I am going to take as E3 minus E1 union E2. From the third set of this sequence I am going to remove the first and second one. The first and second one, so on. Gn is equal to En minus E1 union E2 union so on union En minus 1. En minus 1. Therefore clearly Gn is a pairwise disjoint sequence in script B. In script B all are pairwise disjoint because G2 does not contain E1, G3 does not contain E1 and E2, E1 and E2, therefore it does not contain G1 and G2. Similarly so on, all are pairwise disjoint. Also from this one I can say that G1 is E1. Let us take this one is E1, means nothing but G1. From E2 if I remove E1 I will get G2. From E2 I removed E1, so this one is G2. G2, this part. this part is, this shaded part is G3. So on, and then this one will be E3. This one will be E3. Now if I make union of E1, E2, E3, so on, nothing but union of G1, this shaded part, so on, means union of En is nothing but union of Gn. So here I can say that also measure of union n is equal to 1 to infinity En can be written as measure of union n is equal to 1 to infinity Gn, because union of En is equal to union of Gn, and Gn is contained in En for all n. Clearly it is visible from here. G2, this shaded part is contained in E2, this shaded part, that is G3, is contained in E3, so on. Therefore Gn is contained in En for all n. Therefore we get measure of union n is equal to 1 to infinity En can be written as measure of union n is equal to 1 to infinity Gn. Since all the Gn's are pairwisely disjoint sequence, then therefore from the countable additivity of mu, this one can be written as summation n is equal to 1 to infinity measure of Gn by countable additivity of mu. Now since Gn is contained in En, therefore by the monotonicity of the measure of Gn is less than or equal to measure of En. Since Gn is subset of En for all n, then measure of Gn is less than or equal to measure of En for all n. Therefore measure of union n is equal to 1 to infinity En is less than or equal to summation n is equal to 1 to infinity measure of En. Therefore mu is countably subadditive.